Right now, I want to welcome all of our satellite campuses. Let's give it up for our satellite campuses. We got 6 campuses. In fact, we might be adding 3 campuses in the next 2 months. Hello. That's awesome. Maybe one in Kentucky, maybe one in Texas. We're going to go through that and kind of see how that works. But how many of you enjoyed Jacob last week? Did you get something out of that? Let me tell you right now, Jacob, where are you at? Are you here? Oh, up top. Okay, I can't see you, but you're over there. Hey, if you've never met Jacob, let me tell you, connect with him. Get to know him. He loves you. He really, really does. His passion is contagious. And I was here on Tuesday, and I just wanted to, preach him down. I was just, yelling. You know what I mean? I was just like, oh, my gosh. It was awesome. Very powerful service. And so he did a phenomenal job. And so tonight, we have part 3 of Take Back the City. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about taking back your schools. How many of you go to schools? How many of you go to school? Anyone go to school? Just a few of you. Well, that's okay. No wonder. And before I start, here's what I want to do. I just want to make sure, I believe, man, worship was absolutely powerful, phenomenal, and I believe that you are open to what God has to say, but I just want to reiterate, I really believe that is the theme of tonight. Please be open to what God has to say to you. Be open to what God has to say to you individually and to you specifically, okay? Okay, so be open tonight, whether it's your heart, whether you're just man, I got too much on my plate. Whether it's your mind, you're man, I just don't really understand this whole God thing. Be open to it. Because I'm telling you, no matter what you're going through, he can bring transformation. No matter how much hurt you're going through, he can bring healing. So please be open to tonight. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Not because of me, just because of God, all right? If you believe that, say amen. Y'all know the story of Moses? Anyone know the story of Moses? Probably a better question. Anyone seen Prince of Egypt? Yes, when I was 15. Yeah, it was good when I was 15. I think I watched it the other day, and I was just man, I'd rather read the Bible. I'm old, but it's okay. It is what it is. The book's better than the movie. You know what I mean? Anyways, pastor jokes. Story of Moses. If you don't know who Moses is, let me kind of just give you a brief summary, okay? This is kind of cool. Moses was an Israelite. Everyone say Israelite. Okay, and the Israelites were overruled by the Egyptians. Everyone say Egyptians. Okay, and they lived in Egypt, right? Well, the Pharaoh, who was an Egyptian, who lived in Egypt, and ruled over all the Israelites, ruled over all the children of Israel, decided, you know what? The Israelites are just kind of getting too big. It would be like saying this, there's too many white people here. You know what I mean? That's what it would, kind of necessarily be like. So he said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to kill all the firstborn Israelites. How many of y'all firstborns? All y'all dead. You dead. You're done for. You're done. You're dead. So he says, man, we're going to kill all of the firstborn Israelites. Now, Moses was the firstborn. Everyone say Moses. He was the firstborn. So his mother said, nuh-uh, you don't touch my boy. You do you, boo-boo, I do me, all right? No, I'm going to put him in a river and let him float. I don't know how, she thought this was a better decision, but hey, it is what it is. It happens. So she decides, all right, I'll put Moses in a basket, okay? Literally puts him in a river, in the Nile River, and we'll say the Nile River. Talk about your mama dropped you on your head. No, my mama sent me down a river. Puts him in a river and says, peace, get out of here, go live. I don't know how that was going to happen. But anyways, go live. Well, he floats down the river, Moses, okay, an Israelite, floats down the river and kind of gets into this watery garden, right? And what was crazy, the coincidence of it was that it kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It arrived. I don't know if you just said that, but it helped me. It arrived at the Pharaoh's palace, okay? Now remember, the Pharaoh put in law, hey, we're killing the firstborn Israelites. Well, the princess, his daughter, said, hey, I want to adopt this kid. Hello, thank you, Jesus. I want to adopt this kid. So he's like, all right, adopt, sweet, cool. So make the long story short, Moses, an Israelite, grows up in an Egyptian household under the Pharaoh. Okay? Okay, you got that? So he grows up, and he's literally an Israelite prince, pretty much, kind of masked as an Egyptian prince. And so one day, you know, the Egyptians rule over the Israelites, and I mean, they're like slaves. Israelites are literally like slaves to the Egyptians. One day, Moses sees an Egyptian kill an Israelite, and he freaks out. He's like, oh, no, you didn't. I'm going to cut you, fool. I'm going to cut you. Come on. So he literally goes to the Egyptian and literally kills. I'm saying literally a lot. I need to stop that. He kills him on the spot. Moses kills the Egyptian. Now, the Egyptians are freaking out. Pharaoh's like, what the heck? What's going on? What are you doing? Now, make the long story even shorter. Time goes by, and God speaks to Moses through a burning bush. That's a whole nother sermon. Go read the Bible. He speaks to him through a burning bush, and he says, hey, these are my people. The children of Israel are my people, and you're going to lead them. And Moses is like, what? He had a stuttering problem, just in case you didn't get that pastor joke. So he literally has a stuttering problem. And he's like, no, I can't do it. He's like, no, you will lead my people. And these are my people, so lead them. And he's like, all right, cool, sweet. So he goes to Pharaoh, and he's like, hey, let my people go. You know the song? You want to sing it? Don't do it. Let my people go, all right? Let my people go. Pharaoh's like, all right, sweet. Psych, no. I ain't letting your people go. Then what happens? Y'all know what happens? Plagues. This is when frogs come. This is when like locusts come. This is like when the Nile turns into blood and famine begins to happen to the Egyptians. And literally, Pharaoh is freaking out. And every single time, Moses is like, hey, let my people go. And he's like, no. He's like, all right, frogs. Let my people go. No. All right, famine. Let my people go. No. Like, are you ever going to get it, Pharaoh? How big of an idiot are you? You know what I mean? And so finally, Moses comes to this point, and he says, one last time, let my people go. And at this point, Pharaoh is sick and tired of it. And he's like, man, we can't go through another thing. God's got to be on your side. All right. I will let your people go. And they're like, he's like, all right. Moses is like, sweet, now what? You know, like, oh no, I wasn't expecting this. And so literally Pharaoh lets all the children of Israel, all the Israelites go. What does that mean? It's literally 2 million people. Literally 2 million people drop everything and say, all right, let's go. Where are we going? Like, who are we following? This Moses guy? 2 million people. Let me put this in perspective. Albuquerque, all of Albuquerque is 1 million. So double Albuquerque. Let's all head to Santa Fe right now. We don't know who we following. Who's that guy we following? I don't know. But you know what? I ain't getting whipped anymore. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. You know what I mean? I'm not a slave. That's just like, that's just like that happening. If all of us just packed up and said, you know what? We're going to Santa Fe right now. So here's the deal. Moses said, all right, let's do this. So he rolls up. They're going to the land of Canaan. Everyone say Canaan. Canaan. Now, this is the land of milk and honey. Now, in the Bible times, that's like the land of Gucci and Versace. There we go. You got everything. All the materialistic, non-materialistic people are like, oh my gosh, really? Like, Versace. Yes, Versace and Gucci. If I had a Versace cardigan, like, I would tell you. I would let you know about it. But literally has everything. All the resources, everything that you need. So this land is awesome, okay? Now, Jesus tells Moses, hey, this land is promised to you. This is yours. This is the children of Israel's. It's like, all right, sweet, awesome. So they roll up to the Red Sea. All right, first problem. Here we go. How are we going to cross the Red Sea, right? And so, they're like, man, where'd you lead us, man? Like a Red Sea? Like, how are we going to get it? So he waves his hand, puts a staff in the water, and all of a sudden, water shoots up 100 feet in the air, and you can literally go right to the other side through the sea. So if I was one of these, I'd be like, are you serious? Wow, God's real. I know he didn't just do that. I know a tornado didn't just happen. Holy junk, this is crazy. All right, let's run. So they start running to the land of Canaan. Now remember this. Everyone say Canaan. All right. They're running to the land of Canaan. All of a sudden, they're about in the middle of the sea, and they look back, and the Egyptians and the Pharaoh are running towards them, like going to kill them. Like, nah, this ain't going to happen. They're coming for them. So they start running all the way to the other side of the sea. They get to the other piece of the land, past the sea, and the Egyptians and the Pharaoh, they are literally in the middle of the sea, and God lets the water go and kills all the Egyptians. Now, here's the deal. You would usually say, that's a cool story. It's a nice bedtime story. 5-year-old would believe that. Cool Disney movie. You know what I mean? But you know what's crazy? It's about 4 years ago. They were searching in the bottom of the Red Sea, and they found remains that would make up to 95 chariots. 95 chariots. So unless like Pharaoh and unless like the Red Sea was Pharaoh's junkyard, this story is definitely true. All right? It definitely has some truth to it. So, sorry, can y'all hear that when I do that? Is it cool? Okay. I'm ADD, I'm sorry. I'm ODD too. Odd. Y'all got that one, right? Okay. I've done that one before, so it's okay. So they're on the other side of the Red Sea, right? And so now they're like, sweet. God just showed up. I'm good. Now we just got to get to the land of Canaan, right? It is to say that it was a 40-day journey. Everyone say 40 days. How many of you would like to be walking or riding a donkey, whatever? This ain't a Camaro. You're still riding a donkey for 40 days. Anyone want to do that in a desert or in the wilderness? No. You want to do that? Have fun. Join the amazing race. So they're going on a 40-day journey to the land of Canaan. About 3 days passes, right? And all of a sudden, we hear some grumbling. Moses is literally hearing people like get upset. They're like, Moses, like, where are you leading us to? Why are we in the wilderness? Like, are you serious? It's been 3 days. How crazy is it? First off, pause. How crazy is it? You've just seen a miraculous thing happen. You've just seen 100-feet water towers. You just went through the Red Sea. You just saw Jesus kill all of these Egyptians. And 3 days later, because you're in the wilderness, now you're like, where's God? Anyone ever been there before? Where you come to a 212 service, you come to a church service, you experience God. Maybe you're in your own house and you experience God. And then a couple of days later, you're like, where's God at? Anyone ever been there? So Moses hears this and says, all right, cool, sweet. Hey, this is what we'll do. I'm going to send 12 spies. Everyone say spies. I'm going to send 12 spies up ahead just to kind of scope it out. You know what I mean? Just kind of like scope this thing out. Let's see what's up there. Let's see what kind of fortresses they got. Let's see how far it is, blah, 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 blah. Send 12 spies. So he sends 12 spies. The 12 spies comes back a few days later, and they go, hey, look, 10 out of the 12 say this. They say, here's the deal, Moses. We're in trouble. There's so many fortresses around this land. Like, there's giants there. Giants, literally things that they say in the Bible like are the mix between angels and humans. Like they're beasts. Like they're 9 feet tall. They're huge. I'm afraid. There's no way we're going to be able to take this. There's no way we're going to be able to take this. Is not our land. There's no way. There's no way. They literally say like there were fortresses that were 6 stories high and 6 stories wide. So this is 2 stories. This is 2 stories. This would be about 2 stories, 3, maybe 3. So imagine double this. That's how high it is. And then imagine that height in width. This is what the fortresses had. They had giants crazy. They're freaking out. Now, 2 of them, 2 out of the 12 spies, Joshua and Caleb. Everyone say Joshua. And then say Caleb. Say hello. You just need to know them because they're the good people. 2 out of the 12 spies said, hey, we saw the giants. Yeah, they're 9 feet tall. Yeah, angels, humans mixed together. They're beasts. It's crazy. Yeah, there's fortresses there. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm a little afraid. But they went like this. But you know what? It's ours. Moses, God told us this land was ours, correct? He goes, yeah. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's take it. We're good. We're going to be fine. Yeah, there's giants. Yeah, there's fortresses. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to do it, but we got God in our son. Let's go. Joshua and Caleb came back and said, hey, let's go. But you know what? Back in that day, majority rules. So those 10 kind of beat out the 2. So because of the mistrust, because of the disobedience Moses and the children of Israel had, what could have been a 40-day journey turns into a 40-year journey. Now, I asked earlier, hey, 40 days, you'd be rocking around in the sand. 40 days, you're like, heck no. How many of you want to do it for 40 years? No one. What was supposed to be 40 days became 40 years. I'm here to tell you tonight. If you've been in a situation where you've seen God move in your life, whether it's at a 212 experience or at a Sunday school, or you've been in your car and you've experienced the presence of God, and He has told you your dream. He has given you your calling. He has given you your purpose. I'm telling you right now, you're going to go through a time of wilderness. But let me tell you something. Tonight, you get to choose how long that wilderness lasts. You get to choose how long your wilderness lasts, Brian. You get to choose it. Justin, you get to choose how long your wilderness lasts. You get to choose. And for some of us, it could be 40 days. It could be 40 days, but for some of us, it could be a couple of months, or it could be a couple of years. It could be a couple of decades. You might not even see your promise fulfilled. Moses never saw it. Joshua had to take over. So let me tell you right now, it's your decision. It's your decision. You've experienced something. God's told you, hey, this is what I want you to do with your life. This is your purpose. This is your calling. This is the dream that I have given you. I'm telling you right now, it is up to you whether or not you reach that dream and how long it takes for you to get to your dream. Moses let disobedience delay God's dream for him. Don't let disobedience delay God's dream for you. Think about yourself right now. What dream has God put inside your heart? What's something that God has spoken to you over these last few years, or maybe these last few months, or maybe tonight? What has God spoken to you specifically? Your calling, your purpose, your destiny, whatever it might be. What has He put in your heart? Everyone will go through a wilderness, but don't let your disobedience delay God's dream for you. We're going to go through some things that tonight I'm so stoked because I get to kind of cast vision on some things we're going to be implementing this week and some things we've implemented these last couple of weeks. And I'm excited to get you guys on board and kind of see where our Joshuas are and where our Calebs are. So I'm going to throw some statistics around. Anyone like statistics? I just love statistics. I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I have, like, literally, for the last 6 months, I've never done a statistic, and I just love it. I love numbers. So here we go. In Albuquerque, this is going to help. We're going somewhere with this, promise. In Albuquerque, there are 90,000 teenagers. Everyone say 90,000. 90,000 teenagers. In fact, 2 years ago, there was only 80,000. We having babies in Albuquerque. 90,000 teenagers, okay? Just kind of get that around your head. We got about 250 in here right now. 90,000. 15%, this is all for Albuquerque, by the way. 15% of teenagers have considered suicide more than once. I think they need a friend. 30% of teenagers are bullied every other day. 41% of teenagers live in a broken home. What's a broken home? The mom lives in one home, the dad lives in another. 41% of 90,000 teenagers live in a broken home. 61% of teenagers have experienced a drug on some sort of level. 66% of teenagers have lost their virginity by the age of 16. If I can get every girl to stand up real quick. This is a mere demonstration. This is not real. Sit down. All of you have lost your virginity. It's an illustration. Think about it. Now that your smartness came in, I forgot, none of y'all go to school. Think about it. All the girls just stood up. 100% of girls. A third of them just sat down. This is real life. Okay, girls, sit down. Guys, stand up. Obviously, you know what's about to happen, so please don't laugh. I mean, come on, you know. Sit down. All of you have lost your virginity by the age of 16. You can sit down. Let me tell you something. I know, sorry, I probably didn't steward that moment very well. Because a lot of times when we talk about sex, it's just so funny. When I was 15, I lost my virginity. I'm a part of that statistic. Don't think every day I don't walk around knowing what I've done. 9 years later, knowing that a God has saved me, knowing that God has covered grace, knowing that I know a God that has mercy for me. That don't give me a right. And it sure as heck don't give you a right. That stuff is serious. It will wreck the way you think. It wrecks the way you act. And it wrecks how you respect people. You want to know why we have 41% of teenagers that live in a broken home? Because 66% lose their virginity by 16. It's a ripple effect. It's a serious thing. These are numbers. I love numbers, but let me tell you something what I love more about the numbers. Behind every number is a name. I'm in that statistic. Behind every number is a story. Behind every number is a purpose. Behind every number is a calling. Behind every number is a destiny. Behind every number is a story of grace. I believe this. If God can call one man to lead 2 million people, He can call 200 to lead 90,000. To be honest, I believe if I have one Joshua stand up tonight, God can call that one to lead 90,000. He did it with Moses. Why can't He do it now? All He needs is a willing heart. All He needs is a desperate heart. So tonight, let me kind of give you some things we're going to be doing, and I'm going to do this really fast, and at the end, I want you to just pay attention for these next 5 minutes. At the end, we're going to break out into our schools, and we're going to be talking about these things. I want to let you know some things that we are implementing, 2 things that I'm going to kind of tell you about. How many of you know about our house parties? Okay. You can actually put the slide up there right now with all the schools. We have divided everyone up into 4 houses: the house of green, the house of blue, the house of red, the house of silver. And as you can see, all your schools are underneath those houses. Even charter schools and home schools, that's underneath the house of silver. We've got absolutely everyone, every single high school and every single middle school, okay? If you go to like academy or anything like that, you're in the house of silver. You're split up in 4 different houses. Okay, let me tell you how we did this. With high school, those colors are represented in your school, primary or secondary, in some sort of fashion. That's how we kind of split those up. Then the middle school, that is by law. We actually went by the APS, Albuquerque Public Schools District website, where it says, hey, like if you go to Hoover, you would go to this high school. If you go to Grant, you would technically, by law and boundaries, you would go to this. So that's how we kind of set it up, okay? Let me tell you something very, very importantly. You can actually take that off and we'll put it back on at the end. I just don't want them to get distracted. Let me tell you something. The reason we do house parties is because of this. We want to move from a church that wants to reach people to that has to reach people. Okay? With the house parties, we're saying, hey, we'll go out there. You don't necessarily have to bring them to church. We're going out there. We'll meet in a home. Whatever we got to do, we'll pay for it. Free drinks, free food. I mean, we do free giveaways. We do all kinds of stuff. We have music and games, and we do absolutely everything. It's like a house party. You know what I mean? You ever been to a house party? Hopefully it was a good one. We throw a party at a house, and we just chill. We got leaders there, we got students there, and we just absolutely chill and just get to hang out with people, because that's what it's all about, doing life with each other. But I'm telling you right now, as a 212 staff, as 212 leadership, this is why we throw house parties. We want to move from wanting to reaching people to have to reach people. I don't just want to reach people, I have to reach people. So whatever I got to do, I have to reach people. Let me tell you a little story real quick, biblical story right here. Jesus was speaking. He was talking. All the disciples, all the people around him were like, oh my gosh, absolutely. Yeah, I want to hear you speak. Yeah. So they're crammed in a house. Hello. They're crammed in a house. If Jesus is in the house, it's a what? Party. All right. Pastor joke. They're in the house, crammed, up against the door. No one can get in. It's freaking awesome. Jesus is teaching literally face to face, right? There are some people outside of the house, and they're like, we got to get this dude healed. We got to get this guy healed right here. How are we going to get in? They couldn't get into the house because everyone was so up against the wall. They couldn't open the door. They were so into Jesus. Right here. Yeah. All up in the house, just chilling. So what do? They take this person up on top of the house, digs a hole in the house. Come on, somebody. If someone put a hole in my house, you're getting shot. You know what I mean? Dallas, Texas. Thug life. I'm like, no, you ain't doing that. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't working. All of a sudden, there's a hole in the house. They drop this person, and they say, hey, Jesus, we got to you. Heal him. You know what? Forget about that part. This is the part I want you to understand. That they couldn't get through the front door because everyone was like, yeah, I want to reach people. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Yeah, there's people that need to be reached in schools. Yeah, there's people that need to be reached that are hurting. There's people that need to be reached that are having sex before 16. Yeah, there's people that need to be reached because all they know is drug abuse and sex abuse and physical abuse and emotional abuse. Yeah, I want to reach people. Then turn around because you have to reach people. I'm telling you, you can't be like this. This is what the church has done so long. Yes, Lord, I want to reach them. I do. And no one can get in. They can't get in because we're so worried about Jesus. What we're saying is, let's move from I want to reach people to I have to reach people. I have to go reach them. I have to. No one else is going to do it. I have to. So that's what house parties are there for. We're saying, hey, we have to. Whatever we got to do, if we got to meet in a house, let's meet in the house. Cool, let's go. Sweet. Another thing that we're doing, a thing called collectives. Everyone say collectives. Now, these is like a fancy word for Bible clubs. And what's crazy, Pastor, why'd you call it collectives? Well, I just want to do anything I can to just get the Christians to go to the Bible club. And if I've got to change the name because you're a little ashamed because it says Bible club and it's a little weird, well, whatever I can do to help you go to the Bible club, I guess I'll do it. So anyways, that's why we call it collectives. So we call it collectives. It's a little easier. Hey, did you go to the collective? All right, sweet. Now your reputation's not ruined, okay? You feel better? I'm about to. I'm supposed to be done. Here's the deal. Collectives aren't run by leaders. We have 5 collectives right now. And the collectives are run by students. So we have one in La Cueva, one in El Dorado, one in Sandia, one in Manzano, one in Volcano Vista. So if I can get everyone to stand up, that's from Manzano. Stand up if you're Manzano. Stand up, okay. There we go. This is awesome. Stand up. Last week, Manzano, but the last week there was how many? 5? 5 people at the collective. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We should at least have 14 in there. No. Wait, hey, don't say ooh, because you in there too. Sit down. Half these people didn't even know we had collectives. It's okay. La Cueva, stand up. If you're from La Cueva, say, hey, La Cueva. I don't know how many we had in La Cueva last time. Do you know? I don't know how many we had in La Cueva. 4? 4? We have 4 in the Cueva. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, sit down. Here's the deal. I knew that was going to happen. Why? Because you probably didn't even know about the collective. You probably didn't even know about it. I'm telling you right now. Why did we create collectives? So that we could get into your school. Why? Because we have to reach people. We're not about just saying it. We're not about just coming here and saying, hey, yeah, we want to. No, we have to. So we'll go in your house or we'll go in your school. And we be in the church too. What you got, devil? Does that make sense? Are you understanding? Here's the deal. I'm telling you right now, it's about to get really, really crazy, but please know that I'm trying to steward this moment, okay? Look, if you come to 212, your butt should be in a collective. This is what I'm saying. If you can profess your faith here, why aren't you professing it out there? I don't care if it's corny. I don't care. I really don't care. I really don't care if it's corny. Get your butt in there and change it. Because here's the deal. It's how the student leads it. I'm literally not going to say, no, you can't do that. I'm going to be like, is that cooler? All right, let's do it. Awesome. We need to change it to a different time. Yeah, more people will come. Okay, absolutely awesome. Students lead the collectives. Every week, I'm going to literally start meeting with the collective leaders and teach them the curriculum. Every week, every single week, personally. We're going to sit in a room and we're like, all right, here's the curriculum. Here you go. This is what you're going to say. This is what you're going to do. This is how this is where it is in the Bible. Just like that. Every single week. I'm not going to do it. We'll have leaders that show up, but what we're going to do is we're going to bring the pizza. We're going to bring the drinks. We're going to do things like that. We're going to just make sure, hey, we're going to support you in the best way possible. So if you're going, okay, sweet. My school already has a collective. What should I do? Get involved. It's yours. You want to put your faith in action? Get involved in a collective. And maybe you're saying, well, my school doesn't have a collective. Start one. Start one. When we break out into our houses, okay? Just focus with me, 2 minutes. When we break into houses, you're going to go to your leader and you're going to say, I go to Hoover Middle School. I don't know. I go to Hoover Middle School. I want to start a collective. We're going to go, all right, here we go. We're going to give you the tools. This is when we're going to meet, blah, blah, blah. We're going to find out when you can get on campus. We're going to do all the work for you. And then you're going to lead it. There you go. We'll be right there, right beside you, helping you lead a collective, helping you make a difference in your school. I'm going to tell you right now, this is the moment I'm talking about stewarding. I found out this week that there are clubs in schools. Know my heart, okay? Know my heart. There are clubs in schools for gay students. If you practice homosexuality, come to our club. Now, first off, I just want to let you know there's a difference between struggling and practicing. And the sad thing is we walk with shame right past our Bible club. But the people who are sinning, the people who outright know that what they are doing will send them to hell, are walking right into that club saying, not ashamed at all. Know my heart. I'm not saying anything about nothing bad, nothing. We have people who struggle with stuff like that. That's totally cool. Like I said, there's a difference between struggling and practicing. Okay? Do you understand? What I want to say is I want to talk to you guys. How can they walk right in and be filled with sin and not be shameful? But you walk right past something that you come with every week. Just like, oh man, I don't want to be associated with that. I don't want to be associated with that. That's not a testament to our faith. Our testament to our faith would be like, hey, our Bible club, our collective, wow, it's on fire. It's crazy. And then we walking over to GSA, the Gay Student Association Club, and we say every single day, I love you. Feel free. Feel free. I love you. If you ever want to know about my God, I love you. I love you. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not hating. I love you. It's cool. We all struggle with things. I love you. I love you. So tonight, we're going to break out into our schools. And this is what I want you to do. I want to reach people to I have to reach people. Leaders, you can start moving to your areas. And this is what I'm going to ask before everyone gets up. This is what I'm going to ask students. Where are my Joshuas? Where are my Calebs? Here's the deal. If you want to be like the other 10 spies that were afraid, that cared about what was happening, that worried about the status quo, that was like, there's no way, I'm scared, I can't start a collective, I'm going to have hours and hours and hours of meetings, and by that time it's going to be graduation, so who cares? No matter what road, if you want to be like the other spies, be the other spies, because guess what? I don't even know their names. I don't even know their names. I don't even know who they are. They're literally called the 10 spies. They literally go on to do nothing. And I'm really using the word literally there. They're literally go on to do nothing with their lives. If you want to be like those 10 spies, cool. But I'm asking you tonight, where's my Joshua? Where's my Caleb? If you want to be a Joshua, I want you to stand up. If you want to be a Caleb, you're saying, you know what? It don't matter what people say about me. I'm going to be a Joshua. It don't matter what the status quo says. I'm going to be a Caleb. Hey, now here's the deal. Don't stand up because everyone else is standing up. I'm telling you right now, Moses didn't see his promise fulfilled. Joshua took it over, and then he saw the promise fulfilled. So here's the deal. I know there will be people sitting down, and that's okay. Because like I said, if we have one Joshua stand up, he'll lead 90,000. This is what Joshuas and Calebs do. I want you to embrace that name. I'm a Joshua. I'm a Caleb. I don't care what people say. It's going to be hard. There will be giants. There will be fortresses you have to go through. You might have to have a lot of meetings with the principal to make it happen. You might get made fun of. They might say, no, you can't have a Jesus club. Absolutely not. That's stupid. No way. That might happen. But you get to decide how long you're in the wilderness, because God has already told you your school is yours. Your school is yours. Albuquerque is yours. You know your calling. You know your dream. You know your destiny. Every single person standing up right now, you know that you're meant for something better. You're meant for something greater. You're not meant to be called one of the spies. You're Joshua. You're Caleb. I'm going to make a name for myself. I'm going to make a name for Jesus. I'm going to make a name for Jesus.